Okay guys, so something a bit different today. I'm going to give you a dating update. So I've been single for about a year now, and to be honest, my mum's really getting on my back, and she doesn't want me to grow old alone, so she's made me promise her to go on a few dates, and I'm going to do it just to keep her happy, even though I'm not sure about it. So let's just have a look at my fragrance choices that I'm going to be using on my hopefully upcoming dates. Let's have a look. So we've got Dior Sauvage. It's a crowd pleaser. From what I hear, it's a compliment getter, so it should be a good choice. Next one, of course, La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent, a really good romantic date night scent. And the next one, we've got Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Again, one that is a compliment getter and a really nice scent. You know, I was kind of reluctant to do this. I've been happy spending time on my own in the last year, but of course there's a lot of things you miss about being in a relationship. You know, things like having someone to share the cooking with and to eat with. You know, I'm really missing out on that. Nowadays, I have to eat on my own every night. I've got a bit more money, so I can afford to eat what I want, but it's a small consolation. Also, you know, if I'm drinking a bit too much, it was great to have someone to keep an eye on that and tell me when they thought I should cut down a little bit. Now, to be honest, with the extra money that I've got being single, it's hard to resist the temptation to buy the finest cigars and wines. Sunday afternoons, you know, I really miss going down to IKEA, picking out some nice furniture. Now all I can do is go down the pub with my friends and watch the football. And of course, it would be great to start a family. You know, the joy of raising kids is something my mum's been telling me I'm really missing out on. You know, now I have to fill my time just idly doing things that please me, and spending all that extra money that I would spend on raising a family on indulgences that I don't really need, like, you know, cars and fancy clothes. My mum's told me it's time to face up to reality, and I guess I'm really missing out on the joys of family life, and it's time for me to fix that and meet that right person, or so I'm told. Yeah, thinking about that, I think I'm going to change up those. I think I'm going to change up those fragrance choices just a little bit. Here's my new set of date night choices: Antonio Puig's Corum. Zoologist perfumes, anything from the one that smells like a bat's cave, a rhinoceros, or a panda's. And of course, let's go with this one, Secretions Magnifique, sure to be a pleaser with the women. Be a real shame, wouldn't it, if the ladies didn't like those fragrances and I just had to go back to living all on my own and pleasing myself and basically doing whatever I liked all the time, every day. But at least I would have fulfilled my promise to my mum.
Hello everybody, so it's the top 10 inexpensive fragrances today. They are in some order, but you can swap them around to a great extent, but maybe I would say the top 3 or 4 I think are the absolute best ones, but the rest kind of in no particular order. So let's get straight into it. First up, one honourable mention that didn't make the top 10, it's Popeye Eau Fraiche, the La Male Popeye Eau Fraiche edition from Jean Paul Gaultier, and this is really cheap in England at the moment, or in the UK, for just £27 at Boots the Chemist, but around the world I'm not sure that it's super cheap. You might well find some deals start to come out on this one soon, so it's cheap here right now, not ultra cheap around the world. Great fragrance. This was my last review, mint and neroli mixed in with the La Male DNA. Fantastic fragrance.
And one other honourable mention is Bentley for Men Intense. I didn't include it because the official price is around about £70 for 100ml, but you can get this one online for about £35 in the UK. A scent with notes of rum, patchouli, clary sage, incense, well worth checking out.
Into the top 10 proper then. Coming in at number 10, it's Silver by REHAB. Okay, so this one smells a great deal like Silver Mountain Water by Creed. Wonderful fresh burst in the opening, a little bit like black currant with a hint of tea, and it really evokes that image of fresh mountain water running down a stream. The price is ridiculously low. I think I got 2 35ml bottles for something like £7 in the UK, so it's just ridiculously cheap. It's eau de parfum. Performance is okay, but I don't think it's anything too great. But you know, it's such a small bottle, you could literally, if you wanted to wear it out for the day or even a night out, you could literally just put it in your jeans pocket and keep spraying it for that kind of money. Fantastic. Good copy of the Silver Mountain Water by Creed. Not identical, the Creed one is a little bit better, but for the money, this is absolutely fantastic. Might get you some compliments, a really likeable and a little bit different scent, so well worth checking that one out. Next up, number 9, we've got James Bronley's Original Eau de Toilette. So this is a fantastic fragrance. Citrus and woods is what you get here. You get a citrus opening of lemon, bergamot and lime, and then there's a sandalwood dry down with some kind of herbal stuff in the middle, spices, that kind of thing. Really good kind of eau de cologne, eau de toilette, gentleman's fragrance. A little bit soapy maybe a little bit musky, very refined. Lovely packaging, and the price is insane. In the UK, I think you can get this on Amazon for just £16, and over in the USA, I think it's around about $35. That's 100 ml. Lovely, fresh daytime scent. Does not smell cheap at all, and it's got that kind of refined, old-fashioned packaging. I really like this one. Reminds me of Mont Blanc Individual, but without the raspberry note and with some lemon and bergamot swapped in. So if that appeals, you might really like this one. Moving on swiftly then. Next up, we've got Sean John Unforgivable. Okay, so this one, again, I'm afraid it's one of those that's compared to a Creed fragrance, it's actually been my scent of the day, so I'll spray a bit more on there. Wonderful, fresh, fruity kind of smell. So this is not citrus freshness, but well, it is a little bit citrus freshness, but there's maybe some other kinds of tropical fruit notes in there. I think watermelon is often mentioned in Millesime Imperial by Creed, which this smells remarkably similar to. Again, prices are pretty low nowadays online. You can get this one's, I think it's 125 mils, which is just fantastic, and it was something like about £30 in the UK, and it's similarly cheap all around the world. Fantastic fragrance from Sean John here, very similar to Millesime Imperial. Performance is sort of average, not brilliant, but it's okay. A young, youthful kind of scent that everybody who likes the Creed Millesime Imperial should probably check out. Number 7 then in our list is Versace Pour Homme. Okay, so this one is your citrus aquatic type fragrance. It's very similar to Chanel Allure Homme Sport. Lovely packaging. I'm going to spray this one on a card. You get a great opening of fresh citrus. Maybe a little bit synthetic smelling. It's by the same perfumier who did Acqua di Gio, and it's got some of the same kind of vibe to it, but it's really inexpensive, sub-designer prices, less than normal designer prices. I think it was maybe somewhere around £28 for 50 ml, and it's kind of similarly cheap. You can get it online. Got some vetiver in there, and it's just one of those really likeable, manly scents. A lot of ladies I've asked to smell this have said it smells really manly, and yet it's got that likeable freshness. So a really safe scent for daytime or nighttime. Performance again, sort of average, not amazing, but a great price and a really good fragrance. So well worth checking out as an all-rounder Versace Pour Homme. Moving on then, we've got another under the radar scent here. This is Agua de Colonia Concentrada from the house of ALVAREZ Gomez in Spain. You can get this, I think I got this 80 ml bottle for around about £18 or something like that, not more than £20. And this has an amazing citrus opening. Smells like you're walking in a lemon grove in Spain. It's an eau de cologne concentration. Longevity is kind of average, so it performs averagely well, not amazing, but it's better than you think considering it's a cheap eau de cologne. You've got some lavender and some of that kind of barbershop stuff in there, but the citrus is really the king in this one. And if you like natural fresh citrus openings that actually stick around for a little while, this is a beautiful scent, something completely different. And I think it was Maximilian Hosler who brought this one to our attention with a video a while back. So great one, thanks to him for bringing that to my attention. Fantastic prices around the world on this one, and it's an under the radar Spanish gem. Check it out. Next up we have Mont Blanc Individual. So Jeremy Fragrance talked about this one recently. It's been in a couple of his top 10s, and a lot of people talking about it. I wore it for a whole week and did a video a couple of months back. Love it. Mont Blanc Individual. I gave it 7.5 out of 10. I was being a bit stingy there. Could have easily been an 8. So this one is compared to Jupe a lot, but it's better than that. It's got a kind of fresh linen vibe going on with a fruity raspberry note in there as well, and some cinnamon, quite a lot of notes, juniper berries. Very fresh and fruity, and yet a little bit refined and dignified, a bit woody, and for all ages really. Leans a little bit more towards the younger person. The price is around about, I think 75 mils. You can get it in England for about £21, and I believe it's cheap around the world. Think it might be getting discontinued, or has been. There's still a lot of them out there online. Really good fragrance. It smells extremely similar to Creed's original Santal. If you can't smell this in a shop, find a shop that smells that, smell it. If you like it but you don't want to spend a lot of money on that scent, this is very close. Next up, we've got a real under the radar one. This is from SENTEURS Gourmandes, a French house.
And this one is called Tendre Madeleine.
It's a cheapie. I looked on Amazon today, I've just got a sample, I'm going to buy it. I looked on Amazon today, I think it was £22 for 100ml in the UK, and I looked on Amazon USA and it was around about $35.99 for 100ml. This one is supposed to smell like Madeleine cakes that you get in France, and it's part of their childhood memories series where they make fragrances, gourmand fragrances that evoke memories of childhood. So this one is supposed to evoke memories of your grandma, if you're French, cooking some of these madeleines, these lovely little buns that they have there. I didn't have a French grandma, but I can imagine there are a few things in life that would be more pleasurable than savouring the flavour of a French lady's buns. So this one for me is just beautiful. It's very much a gourmand. It's got a lot of this. One of the dominant notes is vanilla, but there's also a little bit of bitter almond and orange in there. And it's that orange that makes it so clever and so delightful.
So we have a tie for third place between the next two. So the first one is
GEURLAIN Habit Rouge Sport. Okay, so this fragrance was recommended by Smurfy Girlie when I did the top 20 fragrances recommended by female reviewers. So she said it was really good. I got a sample of it, had a sniff, and I agreed it's absolutely amazing. And the price on this one, I got this for £36 for 100ml online. Great value, fantastic. Okay, let's smell it. What do we get? It's really different. It's got that soapy fresh cleanness. You've got lime and you've got bitter orange in this one. You've also got patchouli and leather in there. And they've also got rose and jasmine and bamboo. So the rose and jasmine, those florals, kind of tie in with the red colour of the bottle. It's still very masculine, and it's really clever what they've done here. Beautiful scent. Longevity is really good. The dry down, I've been wearing this for a couple of days up to now. The dry down on this one is lovely, and it's a fantastic, really different scent for a great price. The bottle doesn't look anything special, but it just could be a really versatile scent. It's got a lot going for it. It's one that I would have passed up if I just saw it in a shop, but thanks to the recommendation, I thought I'd check it out. And I've been really stunned by this one, so I think this could be an absolute sexy winner, and no one else is going to be wearing it. So Habit Rouge Sport Eau de Toilette.
And the second one tied in third place is
RAGHBA LATTAFA. So this is one of these Middle Eastern ones, and the House of LATTAFA do a lot of stuff. RAGHBA is one of their most famous ones. RAGHBA, I think, means desire in Arabic, and the fragrance is very desirable indeed. It smells awfully similar to 24 Gold by Scent Story. You can get this one usually a bit cheaper than that. I got mine, I think it was about $10.99 for 100ml of Eau de Parfum. That is crazy. Shop around, you might be able to get it that cheap, or even if it's £15-20, or if you're in the USA, kind of equivalent prices, it's certainly inexpensive. And it's an absolute vanilla bomb. If you like vanilla, you'll love this. It's vanilla with a little bit of Arabic exoticism in there. There is a touch of oud in there, but it's not very noticeable. It's a very likable, wearable scent, and I think there's something light about this one. Although it's sweet and syrupy, you can kind of get away with this in the daytime, maybe in slightly warmer weather, and I find it just a little bit less thick than 24 Gold and a little bit more wearable. So for the price, it's absolutely crazy. You could almost say it smells like a niche perfume for an extremely cheap price. RAGHBA LATTAFA. I love this one. So number 2 is La Venture by Haramain. So this one is a very blatant clone or copy of Creed Aventus. It smells very much like it, apart from in the opening where the Creed one does smell quite a bit better. But after 30 minutes or an hour, I've put them on a card next to each other on one hand and the other. I'm really struggling to tell the difference. They've done a fantastic job. People talk about Club de Nuit Intense Man by Armaf. I've got a sample of that coming. I'm going to put them up against each other soon because I haven't tried the other one, but I think this one is going to be hard to beat. It smells absolutely wonderful. It's very similar to Creed Aventus. The longevity is really good. Nice, fresh, citrus, pineapple-y kind of feel with some smoky notes. They've done a great job with this one. Only $25.99 online in the UK for 100ml. Highly recommended. Last but not least then, number 1 in my inexpensive fragrances list, well, I ummed and ahed and I thought about it. It had to be this one. Midnight in Paris. You probably all heard of this one. So Midnight in Paris, discontinued fragrance by Van Cleef and Arpels, still very much available, but who knows for how much longer. This one here is the Eau de Parfum. I also have the Eau de Toilette. Can anyone tell me which one's better? They smell very similar. This one does seem a little bit stronger and darker, but the scent really does seem the same. The notes are exactly the same, and the eau de parfum of this is just one of the best autumn and winter scents you can get, up there with many niche things that I've tried. And the price for this one, well, let's say that the eau de toilette, you can get it around about £20–25 for 75 mils. You might have to search a little bit harder for the eau de parfum, but it's still available for maybe £35, or you could get it even cheaper if you're lucky. Fantastic value. You've got benzoin in there, a little bit of a rubbery note. There's some freshness from bergamot, and there's leather in here, and it's just a really good nighttime scent. If you like things like Dior Homme Intense, this is a slightly different twist on that one, and I think it's a really classy, enigmatic kind of fragrance. Fantastic packaging, and it's got to be my #1 cheap fragrance that you can buy in the world at the moment. Probably, I would say, one of the few that is blind buy worthy. Just if you're into fragrances, you've got to love this. Thanks for joining me. It's been a real pleasure to do this one. I'm excited about some of these fragrances. And remember, whatever we're doing in life, let's project.